Hello and welcome to This Woman's Work, a space where you can hear and read about some amazing women, the fantastic jobs they do, and the paths that have led them to where they are today. I am here today with Frances. Hi, Frances.
Hello.
Could you tell the listener what it is you do for a living?
So at the moment, I currently run and own a shop, an interiors and homeware shop in Kingsbridge, South Devon.
Which is where we are today.
With an online shop as well, which came first actually. Yes, I'm online and bricks and mortar.
And what's the split with online and bricks and mortar?
I would say it's working out. It's only been a year in the shop, but so far it's looking about 50-50, to be honest, which is quite pleasantly surprising for the shop.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would be more online, but the shop is really holding its own.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so about 50-50.
Okay. So I know the answer to all of these questions, but let's go all the way back to little Diddy Frances at school and college. What were you like? What were you good at? What were you not good at? School, etc.
Yeah, I was always quite arty. I think I was quite arty. My mum was a big painter, so that was always there. I was quite well behaved, maybe a little bit, quite sort of quirky, I guess, but quite quiet, bit unconfident really, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I really didn't know what I wanted to be. No, I didn't have a clue.
In fairness, I don't think I did at school. And then did you have any more of a clue at college?
Well, I took a year out because I did better in my A-levels than I thought I would. So I took a year out.
So what A-levels did you do then?
What did I do? I did RE, which was like debating.
Yeah.
Religion, is it real or not? What else did I do? History and French. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no instant job calling for
Not
those
really,
A-levels.
No, and I just didn't really know what I wanted to do. Something to do with filming back then, but I was very unconfident that I could get into like a London film school. I just didn't think that I'd be good enough in a way, which was,
right.
I don't know. I think because we lived up right in rural Cumbria, and, it's very sort of countrified.
Yeah.
And the thought of going to London and selling yourself and saying, yes, I can make films.
You might be amazing at it.
Yes, it was just quite scary. So, yeah, I bottled it, took a year out, did an art foundation, which was really good, good fun. And then had another year out because I didn't know what to do. And then ended up doing a degree in Lincolnshire, which is how we met because I ended up in Stamford.
Yeah.
It was historic and contemporary decorative craft. So it was learning skills like glass fusing, gilding, ceramics, woodworking, very sort of practical, stained glass. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Really cool degree.
I did not know you did that.
Yeah. So I did that. And again, didn't really know what I wanted to do. Didn't really want to go off and be a crafty maker because I just thought, there's not going to be any money in it.
Yeah.
And, I wasn't really sold on the idea. So I ended up doing teacher training, did design technology, a year, PGCE. That was secondary.
When I met you, you were a secondary school teacher.
That's
we were all just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's like not for the faint-hearted, is it?
No, I don't know why I ended up doing secondary because I was quite a sort of reserved person. But I think that was really good because it got me... sort of built my confidence a bit, and got over some of the sort of fear of, talking in public and standing up. And
But sure, he has quite a good... I mean, my kids, both of them, girl and boy, have always loved CDT.
Yeah,
kids
it's a great subject.
It's like kids' favourite subject.
It was
so
a lovely subject, yeah.
So you were probably like the cool teacher, weren't you?
Yeah, no, it was good because the kids that would mess around in maths, say, or French, when they get to your lesson, they might still mess around a bit, but they've got freedom to move around and be creative and make stuff, and use their hands. And so it was really good. And I ended up doing that for 10 years.
Yeah.
I was secondary for 10 years, in a couple of different schools, got to head a department in one. And then had my own kids while I was teaching. Yeah. So that was the teaching bit, 10 years.
And did you go back after to teaching after both kids?
Yes. Yeah, I had maternity leave and went back part-time. But it was after having kids that I sort of fell out of love with the teaching a bit, because it's such a rigid job, you know, the hours are fixed, the holidays are fixed. And I was also getting a bit fed up with the, which is ironic because I'm now in a shop, but at the time I didn't like driving to and from the same place of work every single day.
Yeah.
I just felt really itchy feet, you know.
Yeah.
I want to do something else.
So you did?
So I did. So in maternity leave, I was just sort of, you know, racking my brains. What could I do? And kind of ended up coming back to the filming idea, which I had, you know, when I was 18. I'd always had cameras on the go. And yes, sort of stumbled across the wedding film idea. Looked at a few because I thought wedding films were really naff, but I found a few kind of like new wave people had new cameras that looked amazing. And I found some Canadian companies that were doing these incredible films, and thought, yeah, I'll give that a go. So on maternity leave, I learned how to edit. I had a sort of Final Cut instruction book. When the kids were napping, I just sit there editing all this pretend footage, and so learned how to use the software on maternity leave. And then I think it was with the second, Zoe, when I was on maternity leave with her, that's when I set up the wedding business. And
did you, because in my head, in my memory, but maybe I've completely fabricated this story, and if I have, why? It's just so random. That you went to a particular company and asked them to sort of train you in their style.
I had half a day with a company in the UK. Yeah, I found someone who's already established doing similar kind of films that I liked, and just went to them. Didn't really learn a lot, to be honest, but you know, it was good to make contacts. I found making contacts very useful. So lots of networking, wedding blogs I got friendly with, and I think it was just a really good time to get into the market with these new cameras, because it completely changed the way wedding films looked.
Oh yeah,
you know, they weren't this horrible VHS sort of big massive shoulder camera.
I know.
They had these tiny little photography cameras, and the footage looked amazing, and people just they loved it. So I hit it at the right time.
You did, and well, not for me though. It's where I'm going with this, because obviously,
yes, you were married before, so it was really good,
and it took off quite quickly.
It took off really quickly. I got a couple of really nice weddings, one at Claridge's very early on, and another one somewhere posh, and I just sort of fell into that bracket of high-end weddings quite quickly with people with lots of money, and it kind of went.
You went abroad and everything with it,
I think I did that for 10 years. I think it was 11 years, and I've been America, Seychelles, North Africa, all around Europe, India, Egypt. It's been mental.
It just went crazy.
Yeah, it's been everywhere, and it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been brilliant, and I've met so many. You know, the people that you meet that you would have never have met just staying in Stamford or Kingsbridge or whatever. You know, you're seeing all these crazy people every weekend in different countries, different venues, working with photographers every weekend, musicians. It's been brilliant. It's really, really fun and really exciting. Yeah. And yes, it just sort of didn't really have a plan, but it just took off. And then the more you do it, the more you get, because you're getting referred from your past
constantly
couples. And, you know, you build up relationships with photographers and wedding planners, and they use you, they sort of keep coming back to you. So,
But there was only you, I guess, wasn't there?
It was just me, and occasionally I'd have a second, you know, employ an assistant to help with the shooting. Maybe
but
3.
What I mean is there's only you to do it, so there's only so many you can do.
Yes,
so
yes, I see what you mean. Yes, occasionally I would, when it was really busy a couple of years ago, actually pre-COVID, there would be certain weekends where I'd hire like a B team to film for me.
Right. Or you do the editing?
I would, but it very quickly becomes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because it's very time consuming, the whole thing. Yeah. So, you know, in the summer, you'd be away pretty much every weekend somewhere abroad filming or in the UK. And then in the week, you're editing all week. Friday night, again, you're off to the next wedding weekend.
Yeah.
So it's quite full on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long days, long filming days.
And away a lot.
Yeah. So
you and Chris obviously were just a unit then, weren't you? He sort of
at the time,
scale his stuff back.
Well, no. We at the time we had a period where we were both abroad all the time. So we'd literally, I think there was one scenario where we passed on the M4 or something to go. One of us was going off, the other was coming home in time to pick the kids up from school, and it was a bit like that at times, and it was, earning lots of money, but it was quite stressful at times.
Yeah,
and I think it kind of naturally, lockdown kind of came at a good time, because I was feeling a bit fed up with it and thinking, what can I do next? And lockdown made you stop.
It did make you stop. But before that, you'd already moved down here, though.
We'd moved down here, yeah.
So what made that move then?
Just to be by the sea. You know, I'd lived here, had one of my year outs when I was 20, 21 or something, was down here. Wow. I just loved it, and always wanted to come back. Be by the sea. And you, with both of your jobs, you could, couldn't you? Yeah. So once I'd given up the teaching, was doing the weddings, that could be anywhere. Yeah. Chris had gone freelance. So, we moved down when the kids were still quite little, still at primary school. So, made the move. And it's just been brilliant. It's been really good. Wow. Yeah. Just more travelling, though, because obviously a lot of my weddings were in London and airports. And so it did add on a bit more travel time, but worth it for when you're here. Yeah. Okay, so then COVID lockdown happened then. COVID lockdown, so all the weddings that whole industry just stopped literally overnight. Everything was cancelled. So the whole industry was just sort of going, oh my God, what do we do? Yeah. And there was a time where a lot of people they left the profession or they set up other businesses. Some of them rode it out. But yes, it was a good time for me, because it just gave me that. Because the problem is with the weddings, you're so busy for so long, you just don't have time to think about what else to do. Yeah. You can't put in start another business because there is no time. There's not enough hours. So this gave you the time. Yes, I'd kind of gone back to the whole thing of done the filming, but in the background, actually, I forgot to mention, when I was 18, I started a course in interior design.
Of course you did.
Yes, I forgot about that. But it wasn't quite what I wanted to do. And then I went on to do my degree in more practical stuff. But the interior design thing was always there. I loved doing our own houses. We refurbed a few. Yes, and that love of just design and aesthetics for things was always there. So kind of thought about the idea of opening up a homewares interiors shop. And, online. Just because there were no shops running, no shops open in lockdown. And it was too scary a thought to just go, I'm going to open a shop on the high street. So I did it online.
Had you got any experience in retail then?
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Because I'm guessing most of this is imported.
Yes, it's been a massive...
From quite far away. So.
Yes, so I had to learn how to... Well, I think basically it was having the idea and then thinking about how you do it. And I don't know, for some reason, I think I can do anything when it comes to setting up a business, which is probably really foolish. But I just thought, I can do that. So I got myself a Shopify shop and did my template, set my website up, and then started thinking about what kind of products I wanted.
Gonna buy some stuff.
Got to buy some stuff, and like the whole Scandi thing. I wanted it to be sustainable. I knew that. Yeah. I wanted it to be ethical. I didn't want any mass-produced stuff from China. Yeah. Cheap and nasty. So it had to be nice quality stuff. So I just did loads and loads of research. Got in with a couple of companies who let me have accounts with them. And then just started importing stuff. And then this was all about 6 months before Brexit, which was really cool.
I know, it all came.
Really cool. So I had to navigate through the whole Brexit thing and importing when I just literally didn't know what I was doing. Yeah. But somehow managed it.
But in many ways, was that better, do you think? Because you almost didn't know the old way. Or you kind of started
I had a bit of both. I had a bit of both. It was really stressful when Brexit happened, because I don't want this to get too political, but... yeah, it was. Because you'd ring up HMRC and say, what do I put on this form? And I literally had a couple saying, we don't really know. No. We're not sure yet.
I know.
It was like that. But anyway.
I mean, I was working for a big corporation at the time, a retailer, online retailer, and they had that. It was everybody was blind.
No one knew.
Everybody was blind.
No. And we were getting import bills... I think 10 months later, I was getting import bills and stuff.
And stock was just held.
Yeah, it was mental.
Imports and stuff.
But it's kind of sorted out now, so.
In terms of the teacher side, let's focus on that for then. So in terms of the process for getting qualified, I mean, that's pretty obvious. Did you do? I mean, you just said you did your
I did a degree, and then that was related because it was practical to the design technology.
Yeah.
So I did a 1-year PGCE.
Yeah.
And in that year, you're at uni, it was Sheffield Hallam, and then you're off out on placement in schools. So it was really practical.
So it was just a 1 year?
Yeah, just a 1 year
with
sort of conversion into teaching, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like an add-on to your degree.
And what other subjects is that compatible for then? Because it's obviously not going to be for maths, English, I'm guessing.
It is, yeah. You can do PGCE in as long as your degree...
a maths degree, for example.
Yeah, exactly. As long as your degree relates to the subject you want to teach, you just need this 1 year PGCE. Well, it was like that. I don't think it's changed. Yeah. And it's a very practical year. So you learn about I can never say it, pedagogy of education. And then you do the, placements in school where you actually learn how to teach.
And then for this is literally just learning on the job, isn't it?
This was
even wedding videography.
Yeah.
That was just...
Yeah, just
other than having relevant insurances and that kind of thing and licenses, you've just got to...
Yeah, I did one for free. Just, stuck a nut. I can't remember how I found them. Don't know. But did a couple of weddings for free just to practice.
Yeah.
To see, I'd had all the gear, I'd done all the research of what kind of equipment I needed and sound and blah, blah, blah. And I just went and did these 2 weddings for free, edited them. So practicing with real footage. Did they have
another videographer there?
No, it was
so
just
they
me.
Trusted
so I think,
you to...
Well, I think they probably weren't going to pay for one. And they thought, free wedding video. Might as well, I wasn't charging them anything just in case it was a disaster. And they went all right, and then used those as my portfolio to then very quickly get more weddings. And then it just snowballed. I think I started in November 1 year, did a couple for free. And then the next year, I think I'd got something like 30 weddings in the first year. It was mental. Yeah, it really was. And used wedding blogs a lot because they were massive at the time.
Yeah.
And Instagram, and just right time, right place, I think.
So when you came out of lockdown then, were you still doing some weddings?
Yes, because they all got postponed.
So
you had a really busy year when everything came back open. I can't remember what year that was.
2021. It was summer, wasn't it? Yeah.
Can't remember. It's all a blur now, isn't it?
It wasn't even that long ago.
No, I know.
But
I think it was 21. And it was all the postponed weddings then, so I had all of those. And I'd already set up the shop. So I was fulfilling orders, in the week just from home.
And editing.
And it was kind of manageable because it was, the shop hadn't really taken off.
Yeah.
So it was okay. I kind of managed both. I think it was last year that it was really difficult doing all the weddings and the shop. And then this year when I opened the physical shop, it was another step up again. But by then I'd started scaling back the weddings. So it's that awkward transition where it was the same with the teaching and the videos. I was filming and teaching because you kind of have to do both until you can fully transition to the other, because you still need to earn money to pay the mortgage or whatever every month. And it was the same with the shop and filming. I was still filming, had the shop. So I was, literally working, I don't know, every day. Evenings, days, it was quite full on, but eventually now I've got to the stage where I've filmed my last wedding, hopefully, and
how long ago was that?
100%. It was in the summer, this summer.
Wow.
Yeah, August, I think. So that's all. That was September.
But doesn't mean that you could never. No,
the website's still there, and I've actually got another little side business with 2 friends who are wedding filmmakers, and we've got a separate website. We just concentrate on commercial. So we kind of do whatever because we're all busy with other things. We just do whatever we can when we can, and we put our commercial jobs through there.
So if, like, say, Prada, pick up the phone.
One of the ladies, she does a lot for Liberty, so she does makeup brands. Another friend did Charlotte Tilbury last week, and that's all going through that website. So we're kind of building an amazing portfolio there. And one of the girls in particular has got a lot more time to concentrate on that, so she's really promoting that side of it. Me and the other girl are quite busy with other things, so we'll dip in and out, but say next year and I'm getting bored of the shop, I might go and do a bit more.
Someone in to run this.
Well, you can now it's all set up. I could nip back in and do some filming that way.
Okay, so because I absolutely know you're an amazing teacher. I just know you would have been. Not that I don't definitely know, but I just know you would have been. And I know you were an amazing wedding videographer because I saw that. This shop is amazing.
Thank you.
What is it about you that makes you amazing everything you do.
I don't think that's true. I don't know. I just commit to something when it's something I really want to do. As I say, I have this probably misguided belief that I'm going to do it really well and be really good at it.
But then you put the effort in, you back that up.
Yeah. And I think what I do really love is I'm a real researcher type person. So I love, researching the ideas and where am I going to get all this stuff from. And I love the kind of founding of an idea and making it happen. Yeah. I really love that, bringing something to life. I think it's probably once it's all up and running and it's been ticking over for a couple of years, that's when I'll probably get a bit,
itchy
what do I do next? Yeah. And that's the worry that I, hopefully I won't. Because hopefully this will be enough to keep me, because I'm constantly finding new stock. And the next thing I want to do is start travelling for stock. So I want to go out and see people in India and
actually
design my own things. Yeah, and have things made up bespoke for me. And so that's the next thing. I'd like to do that next year. And I think that will always keep you busy.
Yeah.
And actually, I think having done the weddings for so long where I was, flying around all over the place, I feel like I've kind of done that. And I appreciate being more grounded at home now.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
But with the option to do it every now and again.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's hope anyway. Otherwise, in 5 years, I might be doing career number 4. Who knows? I don't know.
By the way, I think you'll be amazing at it, even if you do.
See what it is. Yeah.
So, okay, apart from being amazing, the flip side of that is what challenges do you have then, characteristics wise, that we've just talked about? You maybe not kind of, well, I've always considered you to be very free spirited. So just like you say, you get a bit itchy feet.
Yeah. I don't think
that's a negative thing. So I'm wording that wrongly, but I guess things that make this difficult or have made your careers
probably
difficult.
Being a bit of a micromanager. Because I've been self-employed with very micro companies for a long time now. So it's quite hard to delegate. I do take on too much, I think. I'm getting better at that.
Yeah.
I've always said yes to everything and then worried about how I was going to do it. And I've kind of learned to step away from that a little bit more. Probably just getting old, running out less energy. So that is the thing. And yes, it's the getting the itchy feet, it's the constantly needing to be mentally challenged, I think, and learning, feeling like I'm learning something new and I'm being stimulated.
Yeah. If you feel a bit
like it's all ticking over.
You're like the epitome of that saying, aren't you? That says if you, I don't know what the saying is now. It's something like if you're the cleverest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Do you know what I mean? It's that saying, basically. Yeah, I guess, choose your room.
You need to be challenged.
You basically, if you're the funniest person in the room, again, you're in the wrong room. Whatever that saying is, I think you're the epitome of that. I think once you're at the top of it, you then want to go into a new room, don't you?
Maybe, yes. Yeah. No, I think so. And that's a good thing in some ways.
Oh, it's a great thing.
Yeah. But it is knowing your limits as well, and it's weighing up. Maybe 10 years ago, I'd have thought, yes, I'm going to make Rule is going to have like 4 branches and, I'm going to be a massive company. Whereas now
was going to be one of my questions. Are you considering?
Well, this is the thing. I don't know. I think having had the year I've just had when my mum died and, it's really brought I don't know what's important. It's cheesy, but it's made you sort of evaluate what's important. And time is so precious. Do I really want to be stressing with, opening up another shop? Might not make you more money. You just got more hassles, more outgoings, more staff. I don't know.
And I think in the online world, like you say, it's almost you can be everywhere.
You can be everywhere already. Yeah, I don't think you need to do that anymore. And I think there's a balance, of growing a business, but not overstretching yourself and stressing yourself out for the sake of, feeling like you have to grow your business.
I know.
It's fine as it is. It's making the money that I need it to make. That's enough, fine. Really. Yeah. I don't want to be a billionaire. I don't want. I just want to be able to go on holiday and have a comfortable life. And
you live on a holiday.
We live. We've chosen to live somewhere.
Go on holiday. when you go on holiday?
Where did we go? This year we went to Puglia in Italy.
Yes, you do go to really cool places.
Costa Rica the year before that. Sri Lanka. We go all over. Holidays are our sort of splurge, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really buy clothes.
But you take the kids.
But go on holidays, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So what, if we take all three jobs, what was the absolute best part of teaching?
Being with the kids, definitely. You know, having that interaction with them on a personal level, you know, I suppose.
Because I think you were in this, it was the state system, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you were seeing potentially
real
kids
mixture
from,
real mixture of kids. And it's, it's just having that moment with them, you know, where you can get something across to them and you can sort of make a little connection and feel like...
spark that interest.
Yeah, not even a spark in the subject necessarily, but maybe a personal spark in, I don't know, getting them to think about something or just cheering them up. I don't know what it was, just, or feeling like making them feel proud of something if they've done a good piece of work, making them feel good about it. It's definitely the interaction with the kids is what I miss the most, or what I enjoyed the most. Definitely.
Best thing about wedding videography, I mean, other than just travelling the world with like a load of rich people?
Lots of travel.
Just travelling.
Lots of travel, but just see, it's a real eye opener. Seeing things that I would never have got to see, and hanging out. Well, not I say hanging out. I was working. They were hanging out. I was filming them. But seeing these people, just different lifestyles, different religions, different ways of life.
And weddings are so bespoke, aren't they? So you almost get a real personality, kind of, don't you?
Kind of, yeah. But it's just meeting such a mixture, vibrant mixture of people. All ages, religions, races, cultures. It was really fascinating and really enriching, definitely. I learnt a lot. And you learn a lot of how to deal with people and, thinking kind of off the cuff because it's a live event all day and, you've got to just react very quickly and you've got to... from the minute you get there in the morning, you're working with a new photographer, maybe you've not met before. So you've got to suddenly make a relationship with someone, a working relationship like that, otherwise the day is a nightmare. Most of the time you get lovely feedback. There's the odd one or two that want things changing, but it's very rare. And it was a nice feeling. It was lovely. Yeah. And it's quite nice to think that, in 10 years' time, they'll still be watching it if they've not got divorced.
Yeah.
They'll still be.
Well, 50% of them will still be watching.
Half of them will still be watching it. They won't have deleted it,
Although maybe you could do a bit of research about maybe when you've done that video.
Yeah.
It sounds so silly, doesn't it? But maybe people have invested like that in that. Because they've probably watched it loads as well. If you've got...
Well, I have had people say...
I'm going to link this. I know, because people need to watch some of your wedding videos because they were just amazing. Hence why I was gutted that you learned it after mine. But... it must just almost make you fall in love again. Do you know what I mean? Because if you rewatch it and rewatch it, maybe your couples are going to stay married.
I know a couple have split up, but I know a lot are still together and they've had kids. And I'm friends with some of them, on Facebook and stuff. We kept in contact, some of the early ones especially.
What do you think has been the worst, horrible word, part of all three jobs then? So teaching...
Worst part.
Is it going to be like admin?
It probably was, it was. It wasn't the kids.
Parents.
It was just, no, not even the parents, no. I think it was just lots of admin and just, like I mentioned before, the rigidity of the hours and, not having any flexibility, I think was difficult. That's what spoilt it. It might be different now. I think that even then, when I went back after maternity leave, I asked if I could come back part-time and the headmistress at the time said, no, sorry. Whereas now they'd be much more open to the idea.
Well, they'd have to, wouldn't they?
They'd have to, yeah, but there was none of it, no. So I actually had to swap schools because I didn't want to go full-time. Yeah. But, I think that was probably the worst thing of that. With the weddings, it was... I think the editing is the bit I didn't like. Yeah. Because it's takes such a long time and you're sitting down. I hate sitting at a desk all day. Yeah. Doing the same thing over and over again. It's that's the hardest bit. The editing definitely was tricky. Yeah. And then with the shop,
Because there's two parts of it. There's the online and then there's the
I do
physical.
the online from the shop now, so I fulfill the orders from here. I just wrap them up.
Brilliant.
So it works really well. I would say, it's early days. I've only been doing it a year, but probably just the hours, the physical commitment, 6 days a week, 52 weeks a year,
Yeah.
So when you have a holiday, you've got to shut the shop. But that's easily fixed. I just need to get staff.
Yeah.
I've got this lady starting
Well, and
soon.
also you've got the online, so it's not like the old
but it's
days
just fulfilling the orders, because you've got to be around to do that. But that's an easy fix, I just need to get more staff so that I can take days off when I need, and and that will come. So that's probably the only negative, really.
What's the strangest thing that's happened to you in all 3 jobs? So teaching, did anything really odd ever happen when you were teaching?
I don't know.
Particularly with CDT, did someone... I feel like kids... I don't know.
Oh, well, I suppose... I don't think she won't be listening to this. There was one girl who... for her GCSE art, because I did a bit of art as well, and she did a practical piece, ceramics, and she decided to make a poo, basically.
Oh.
So her ceramic piece was a poo, sort of covered in glitter.
Right.
I don't think it was meant to be a poo, but it looked like a poo.
Oh, right,
so yes,
okay.
that was her finished piece. So that was interesting, marking that.
Yeah.
And the other one was a student who did her whole design project in the exam. Her exam paper was on, had to be a drink, a soft drink, and she was going to go Coke and lime. That was going to be her thing, but she wasn't very good at spelling, so her drink was actually called Cock and Lime. So her whole GCSE project was based on cock and lime, cordial,
throughout,
which was
which probably would sell really well.
Probably really tasty, I'm sure. The
And
weddings,
then,
well.
I mean, I feel like, strange stuff with weddings.
Loads of strange stuff with weddings. Oh, God. Lots of it is NDA'd as well. So I couldn't repeat
that's
it.
fine. Yeah. What, just sort of weird things that went on?
Weird things,
that
behaviour.
you just witnessed?
Behaviour.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of party behaviour.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way with...
People doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
Lots of things they shouldn't have been doing. And
you catching it on film or like trying to look?
Not catching it, no, very good at that. But just, lots of outrageous hedonistic behaviour at some of the parties, that we filmed.
Which, let's face it, is actually kind of cool to
well,
watch.
It is kind of cool,
isn't it?
yeah.
Although you'd have been like sober, so it's probably a bit...
Well, not so much on the parties, no. We did join in a bit there.
Yeah.
Especially the abroad ones where you had a nice hotel to go to. And
how many NDAs did you sign?
Quite a few, loads actually, especially for some of the really high-end weddings that
you filmed.
Yeah, I used to film weddings for another company. They were friends of mine, and maybe 2 or 3 times a year I'd film for them because they needed big teams.
Yeah.
And all their weddings were NDA'd, and they were all like, European royalty.
Wow.
A-list celebrities, actors, all sorts of things, models coming over, and they were on another level.
Yeah.
And often quite another level of naughtiness.
And then anything strange happened with the shop?
No, I think it's too early days, really.
No weird customers yet?
A few weird customers, yeah. A few odd ones, and a few, they're not odd, nasty, just characters. Let's just call them characters.
So you don't get like serial returners yet? You haven't got that kind of thing?
No, nothing like that. Just people very sweet sort of people who you have to give a bit more time to. And and a lot of people that come in for chats. Not necessarily to buy, which I really like. Yeah, that is one of the really
cake, maybe.
No, maybe.
That'd be quite nice.
Yeah. That is one of the nice things about the shop, actually. Just meeting people. Seeing people that I didn't even know lived here. Because
that's quite interesting. Because you're describing yourself as being almost a bit shy when you were younger.
Yeah, definitely.
And yet all your jobs have been incredibly social.
I know. It's quite funny, isn't it? It's almost made me have to be. I think the teaching was like
you wanted to be?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I wasn't unsure of what I thought. I was just shy about putting it forward.
Yeah.
Or reserved. I don't know. Didn't like the attention or something.
Yeah. One of my questions is always what next?
Yeah.
And obviously we've talked about travelling with it. And maybe doing
travelling with it. Coming up with my own bespoke range of stuff. So developing my own designs.
Yeah.
Which would be really lovely. That's next on the list.
Just interiors, or might you branch out into...
I think
fashion?
No, because I don't really do fashion. I don't do
that,
clothes.
But I always think of you as dressing really coolly.
I don't know. I wear the same pair of jeans that I've had for like 6 years, 7 years.
Oh.
I'm not really, I appreciate clothes, but I don't spend money on them. Which you don't have to, but no, definitely homewares. So interiors, fabrics, rugs, that sort of thing, cushions. So yeah, I'd like to develop my own prints and things next, sort of bespoke to the shop. I think that's the next step.
Yeah. And actually design the prints yourself as well.
Go out to India and work with block print artists and come up with an idea and colours and fabric colours and I think that's next year.
And you'll only sell it in your own shop?
Only in my shop, maybe with my own tag on, and then maybe do some wholesale. That is the other thing.
If you're going to start developing product, you could suddenly end up becoming a bit of
you could become a wholesaler, on a small scale.
Liberty, for example.
Well, yes, you could very easily, as long as you get the right product.
So that's a never say never then, because I bloody love Liberty. I mean, I'd love to.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
could you imagine going in and seeing your little corner?
It would be quite cool, wouldn't it? A few little products, yeah.
What advice, which might be a bit of obvious now, given what we've said, would you give your younger self?
I think I would
wish you'd known, or
I think just to believe in yourself a bit more, and just don't doubt yourself. Yeah, trust your gut, definitely, because there's been a few times that I haven't, and I've always been proven right that I should have.
Yeah.
So gut instinct is a big thing to learn to trust, I think. And just believe you can do it, which has happened. I do think I can do things, but it's taken a while. And I feel like maybe I wasted a lot of time in my 20s thinking I couldn't.
While you were teaching?
Yeah. And while I was working out what to do.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'd been a bit bolder then, who knows? I don't know. Wow. But maybe I needed to do it the way I did it,
Well, do you believe in sort of the universe and sort of paths that you're on, that kind of thing? Things happen
to some extent, yeah. To some extent, a lot of it is luck. I do think a lot of how people do is down to luck, and how the luck of being healthy,
yeah,
and having people around you who will support you. If I was trying to do this and I didn't have a Chris, at certain times it would have been really, really difficult. If I hadn't, I don't know. It's so much down to luck, and I know everyone says it's hard work. It is hard work, but there is so much luck involved as well. Lots of people work really, really hard and don't get anywhere.
Yeah.
They're working really, really, really hard, doing really horrible jobs, and they still don't get anywhere. So, yeah, a lot of it is luck. Right time, right place, isn't it? But I think ultimately it's belief in yourself that you can do something.
My final question is that I ask everyone is a bit of life advice to throw out into the world to anyone, men, women, children.
A bit of life advice. I'd say it sounds cheesy, but it's short. Life is really short, and you've got to be doing things you enjoy. It might not be your job, because at the end of the day you've got to pay the rent, and sometimes you just got to do a job. You've got to do a job, haven't you? But it's just making sure you have things in your life that you enjoy, and that could be just spending time with family, could be going for a walk, being outdoors, whatever it is. Just make sure you do that every day and have a little bit of time to yourself. Invest in yourself, I would say.
Such good advice.
Yeah.
And actually from a couple of the women that I've interviewed have given a similar type of advice about just find joy. Find some joy in life.
It doesn't have to cost money.
Yeah.
It's not, about
in
fancy holidays.
Just try and find the joy in.
Yeah, every day try and find something that is good, walking the dog, I don't know. Reading a book for 10 minutes, whatever it is,
Glass of wine.
Just, glass of wine.
Tick.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much for answering.
Thank you.
If you would like to hear more about this chat, see some behind the scenes pics and some personal profile pics, plus read about how to get started in this industry and or this role, then please go and support us on Patreon. The link is on this podcast page and across all of our socials. Sincere thanks in advance.